start the show by just telling Frank something. But hey, Frank, Dan Brown's going to come with me on Thursday. So there's
All
your
right.
information. And now you introduce the show.
Thank you, Pat. Welcome to the Pat Oates POS show with co-host Bobby Tamboro and Pat Oates, and me, your announcer, Frank Regallo. Back to you, Pat.
And thanks. That's brought back to me. But I have to tell you something I yelled at Bobby about, and I forgot to tell you this. It's not really a yell, it's just a thing. I don't want to call it the Pat Oates show anymore. This
POS.
show is the three of us. It's the POS show. It does, yes, the initials can say Pat Oates show, but it also means piece of shit. And I like that it's equally the three of us. And then when you're not here, me and Bobby. So for now on, it's just the POS show.
Want to do
Is
it
that
over?
okay?
Yeah. Want to do it over?
Nah, I think you nailed it, buddy.
No, I want this out there so
Okay.
people know I said it. So because I want that to be all three of us, because it's not just me.
Right.
If anything, most people are like, I wish Pat would shut up and Frank and Bobby would talk more. I think people want that show more than just me. I get to just be here and bask. But also, I want to thank. We had some really good comments on the last couple episodes. We had some fun ones. The one where you were on with Magic and Adam Parisi and Dan and all that. The one with Drew was great. We got some fun, fans that are just chiming in and saying great stuff. And I appreciate all of them. So keep saying wonderful things. Like guys like Riley, who's on Instagram, always asking for shows and stuff like that. They're like, when's the next one? He wants more Frank. I'm like, well, we'll kill Frank if we give him 2 a week. So we only can do one. It's going
really
good.
1 a week is pushing the limits for Frank. He had to take 9 months.
Well, the last 20 minutes is pushing it. Yes. I mean, the first 40, I'm fine. I mean, no problem. I can do that. I mean, the last 20, no.
People do ask, like, why do you always make Frank go first? I go, to make sure the show goes all right. Because if I hold off, Frank won't remember his fucking story.
Yeah. And a lot of people would say the last 20 years was pushing it, Frank.
You know something? I agree
with
his
wife.
I mean, I still wonder, how the hell am I here? I mean, I don't understand it. How the hell did I make it to this age? Makes no sense.
Cocaine. It was cocaine.
I mean, there was so many things against me, and somehow.
Was that your heart?
Yeah. What medical equipment keeping you alive just crashed?
It was my heart pump, but that's okay. I got an alternate one. It's okay.
Frank's such a liar. He puts the word fib in defibrillator. That's what Frank does there. That's an old person medical joke. Yeah. Bobby, how are you?
I'm good, man. I had a good weekend at the Comedians at the Compound.
Good weekend? You had a great weekend.
I had a great weekend. Thank you.
Yeah. We'll sell it short.
Had a fun time. Comedians at the Compound, Governors. Got to do time, which was cool.
Wait, was there a show? I thought it was just a Chrissy Mayer photo shoot in the back. There was a show?
No. There was a
According to my Instagram, it was just a Chrissy Mayer wearing a dress photo shoot. I didn't know there was a comedy show.
Well, there was one comedian who was sitting like below where she was sitting. Like she was sitting up across from him on a higher chair, and he was sitting lower. And he took a picture of her, but the flash on his phone was on, so he completely got busted. And she was just like, "Did you just take an upskirt?" And he was like,
"Oh shit!"
He was like, "I didn't realize the flash was on, but it wasn't enough." Like all this, and like she kind of let him off the hook, but it was a little weird.
Yeah, I thought you just meant like I didn't mean you meant that close, but holy shit, I thought you meant just like away. And I'm just making a joke about Chrissy, but it's funny. Like Big A will post pictures of you guys on stage or whatever. Gino will share a picture from Big A, but Chrissy's the only one that's like, did she perform? He's like, she's just in the back going, "Here's my cute outfit." But everyone's having fun. I'm sure she did great.
She was worried that it was a lot of the same audience that saw her special may have come back. And so she did like mainly crowd work and all newer stuff and still killed.
Yeah. Oh, people love her. I was joking about the picture thing. She's doing great. She's working her ass off. She's doing fantastic. But and then I guess if anyone knows she worked her ass off, it's the upskirt guy because he's seen.
It wasn't an upskirt. It was. Just
he's probably got a picture of her kidneys now, and it's on eBay.
Nah. But what was cool?
Wait, now who was it? Was it Big A?
I plead the fifth.
It was Big A.
I plead the fifth.
Well, you just told me because you did his face. You went,
I will say I got to do. Chrissy kept the time for me. I was keeping time all night, and so I was supposed to do like 8 minutes, or 6 minutes, and maybe hop off at 8, like get the light at 6, and she gave me the light at 10, like because it was going well. So I got to do more time than expected, and it felt really good.
It's almost like whoever made up the times is like Frank, and Christy's like me at Frank's shows, because Frank likes to give out 8-minute sets,
8 minutes.
13-minute sets, and I'm like, what the fuck are these? So he'll go, hey, Dan Brown, you're doing 8. I'll go to Dan, and the sound guy goes, he's doing fucking 10. No one has 8. And he's like,
Yeah.
okay.
I think, honestly, it was a situation where it was like, yeah, things are going well. The audience is still into it, and it's Governors. So James is like, I'm making money. You can do as long as you want.
Yeah.
And
Speaking of shows and stuff, Frank, I'll announce this to you too. I'm getting bored of not putting on shows. It's been years, so I'm gonna start putting on some stuff again. Local to me, so like in the Derby,
Right.
Connecticut area. Gary Pettinella. He owns a restaurant. Used to be a comic.
Right, yeah.
Him and I were chatting, and I'm gonna do an open mic, possibly do some shows in the back room. Just some. I won't be there all the time, but I want to just start being involved in that again. It was fun to watch when I posted on Facebook today how many people have ignored me for the last 2 years or pretend like I didn't exist. Or like, this is awesome. Like, oh,
I didn't see it.
Guess who's not going to be asked? All of you.
So you're going to work with what's his name, Gary?
Yeah, well, he owns the restaurant.
Right. Yeah, I know that.
So he'll be doing that. And I want to put on open mics to see the younger guys and work on
Right.
shit.
Right.
And it's close to me, so even if I get out of work at weird times, I can get over there and do it, or not have other people do it. But that way, the three of us can perform. We can have good times on shows. They have a back room, which is great too, so it'll be fun.
Yeah.
And Gary likes involving the old school dudes. Like, I want to have Johnny Rizzo there, Billy Wynn there, like the legendary Connecticut dudes
Right.
too. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah, he used to put on shows there. I remember. Didn't he?
yeah, and I at one point was trying to help him with that too. He used to do it with different
you
people.
probably
like Johnny
remember when
Benson.
it was segregated still.
No, it wasn't around that long. It's funny. That name of the bar is called Retro, and Frank is retro
Why am I retro?
because you're old. Did you just look at your dick?
I look to see it's alive. It's
It's a lot. Wow, you're doing better than me. I can't.
not
say.
retro. I'm current.
All right.
I'm current
Oh.
for a guy at my age. We'll
Yeah,
put it
you
like
did.
That's the best way to put it.
Remember when you went off like a couple weeks ago about the movie Coda?
Fucking
Right.
hell.
Did you see that?
I didn't get a
No,
chance to talk to
I
you
would
about
never
that.
see.
What?
I would never see it. Bobby and I both would never see that. If you could pay us $1 million, we're not because
It
of
won
you.
the-
We would never.
It
watch
won the big awards last night at the
Here's the
SAG
big awards.
Awards.
That should
Yes.
tell you everything you need
Yes.
to know, Frank. The
Yes.
fact that the SAG chose it is good. I thought about that movie for 3 weeks straight, Frank, and just how angry, viscerally angry I got about it. Just like thinking about all the shit I gave up to get fucking nowhere in comedy. Like, absolutely nowhere.
Well, maybe if you give
And
up
we'll
your
do it again.
voice, you'll get someplace.
In a
Yeah.
heartbeat. Like, dude, you know how many times, like, you were like, boy, there really isn't a solution here, and then you just found a fucking solution? Like, it's just, mind-boggling. You know what would have made a great Frank Sinatra song? If he was like, and I'm sure there were times, you knew, when I bit off more than I could chew, so I just drowned in the ocean like a pussy instead of manning up and solving my problems.
A one-hit wonder. That's a one-hit wonder. That's all I could say.
I did it. Glug, glug. So, Frank, because you mentioned that, my new goal is to just watch things I know I'm not going to like and think maybe I'll like them as much as you fucking like Coda. So the other day I was like, I'll watch The Kingsman because I didn't like Kingsman. So maybe I'll watch the origin story where fucking Ralph Fiennes is supposed to be an action hero or the fuck it is. I hated my life. Like, it was hard to watch. And I'm like, why am I doing this? Because I think maybe if I fucking watch it, I'll have the same feeling you did watching a thing no one should like and then pretending I do. Because there's no way you liked Coda. There's no way. Everything we learned about you shouldn't have liked a deaf family and a fucking able person chilling with them.
No. I like sentimental stories with a happy ending.
So do I. A girl dying in the ocean is not happy.
Where was that? What movie was that?
You told us.
Coda, nobody dies.
You said the bitch went into the ocean and drowned.
Literally said that.
Did I
Bobby
say that?
compared it. Bobby compared it to a book he read with the same ending. You're like, yeah, she had to.
If that didn't happen, I've wasted so much time and energy of anger, Frank.
You know something, Bobby? You're gonna finally realize something. My short-term memory sucks. I mean, I don't remember how it ended. You mean she died?
You told us. We didn't see it.
Then how do you know she died?
You
told
us. You broke
the
this
only
down.
person we knew who
All
wasted
of a sudden, you're believing everything that I
for
say.
40 minutes. You went on and on about how you met these 3 girls at a police station, and then you brought them home and fed them hot dogs, and then watched Coda with them.
I'm getting emotional here. I mean,
fuck you. I'm not.
I don't think she died.
Bullshit.
So you're telling me she actually died in the movie?
You told us.
We have no knowledge. All we are doing is regurgitating what you told us about the movie, Frank.
I had to look up what the word Coda meant. Children of deaf Americans, whatever it was.
Right. Yeah.
I think it's adults, not Americans.
I don't know if I could go on. I mean, I'm really taken back by this information.
How do you think it ended?
I don't even remember the movie.
They were on a boat, and they wanted the girl to be on the boat, the deaf people, and they have a kid, and the kid can sing, and she would play records, and they thought she was a good singer, which we didn't understand because you told us that, but they were deaf, so how'd they know? And she was like, had to choose between being a singer or be there as the hearing person for the deaf people.
Right.
And she couldn't handle that in life, so she walked into the ocean and killed herself while singing or some shit.
Wow, what an ending. What a powerful ending.
Fuck you, dude. Don't do this to us.
Not a powerful ending. Lazy.
Bro, Bobby, he's lying to us. The whole life is pranks.
I'm sure I don't remember. I'm going to have to revisit.
I'm mad at you. Why do you
I watched the antithesis of that movie, which I think is...
I got to look up the word antithesis.
The opposite.
All right.
It's for tits.
The Big Sick. You guys ever seen The Big Sick?
I never saw The Big Sick, but I wanted to.
It sounds familiar.
I mean, it's definitely over the top and overdone.
With Kumail, right?
Yeah, but he basically...
But not all jacked up Kumail, regular Kumail.
His choices are he can pursue his dream of comedy, move to New York, and date the white girl and give up on his family. Or he can just be happy, go to law school, and be with his family. And, like, he breaks up with the girl, then she gets a head injury and ends up in the hospital. And, like, her parents come, and he's, like, staying with them and, like, getting them through it. It's a whole thing. But in the end, he turns his back on his family, his whole culture. He tells his parents, and his mom says, "I have no son," which was a very similar response to when you tell your parents you're going to be a comedian. Like, it's just like, I don't know. It just bothered me that the girl gave up so easy.
That was a good movie. I remember that movie. I don't remember how it ends, but I remember the movie.
It ended with Kumail walking into the ocean and killing himself.
But that's a true story, what you're talking about. His wife goes into some kind of coma that he has to live with for a while until she comes out of it, and he bonds with the family.
Did you just say that the wife went into a coma that he had to live with for a while? I like how you don't care that she's in a coma. Like, he had to deal with that bitch not talking for a bit.
In fact, there was hints in the movie that I enjoyed that part of it.
Gave hints?
Yeah, there were hints.
They had broken up right before she goes into the coma. Like, because she found out he couldn't marry her because he's not allowed to marry white women. So they had broken up. And then, like, he gets her through the whole thing. He actually is the reason why she got out of the coma. They were going to transport her, and he fought to make sure it didn't happen because the nurse said the hospital they transported her to, a lot of people died. And then he basically was like, hey, she had this ankle injury that never healed. Could that be something to do with it? And it was like a rare disease that was like how they figured it out. It's a great movie. Really hits close to home.
Yeah,
when you're flying.
You're paying my movie because you wouldn't give it the 2 hours to watch the stupid movie. But this is a great movie. This.
At least he remembers the movie.
I remember that movie he's talking about.
No, I'm talking about Coda.
What about it?
You don't remember.
Fuck you.
There's certain parts I really don't remember if she dies at the end. But if you're telling me she dies,
you told us she died. We don't know anything. We would never watch that.
Do you have Disney Plus?
No.
No.
You can't prove it.
In fact, I'm gonna call them.
Oh,
and
do you
say-
have Apple? Do
It
you have
wasn't
Apple
on Disney
Plus?
Plus. You said it was on
Plus.
Apple.
Apple Plus, right?
I know, because Bobby even said it's such horseshit. It's only on Apple Plus.
That does
Right.
sound like something I would say.
Apple.
Oh, speaking of that, Bobby,
movie.
guess what else is on something plus, and it pissed me off today. I was on my Roku getting ready to watch some old wrestling, and as I just turned the TV on, it just shows that purple screen. If you have Roku, you know, the screen, it's a purple screen, and on the side will tell you things you can see. On the side, that bitch doing that show, Chris Hansen, is on the side. What's it called? Undercover, under whore, whatever it is. Like, all right, on the side, and I'm like, goddamn bitch. And that's how you know it's. That's how you know it's not a good show, because Roku's pushing it for free on the side.
Yeah.
What was her name?
I don't even remember.
Coo. No, it's Ru. It sounded like RuPaul, but it wasn't RuPaul.
Oh yeah, it was like RuPaul.
Yes, I almost called her Kat Denning, and I don't know why.
But we were talking about my weekend before Frank.
Yes, you were talking about.
So
I didn't say anything. You guys brought it up.
I brought up watching bad movies. That's my bad. But go back to your thing.
Then, if you think of me as a masculine person,
I do.
skip ahead like a minute and a half, because this is about to be some of the most feminine shit I've ever seen.
There's nothing wrong with being in touch with your emotions. Bob.
I mean, there is. It's kind of stupid.
I
it's
cry
not
all
very
the fucking
healthy.
time, like nonstop.
Just like lift weights and do drugs. But I got
Same time.
devastated by an Instagram post Sunday morning. Like, knocked out. Like, the level of, you know, the fighter we sponsor.
Can you share it?
What? I'll tell you what happened. I won't share the
No,
actual
share it.
post.
I want to be devastated.
I can't tell the post. Like, I won't share the post because it has the person's info and everything.
Oh, I thought it was like a meme. My bad.
No. It was a picture. It was like 5 or 6 pictures of a guy named Eric Nolly, who is the lead singer of Foxy Shazam. And the post.
Is that a band?
It's my favorite band.
Foxy Shazam?
Not just a band. My favorite.
What kind of music is that?
It's kind of like adult rock. Listen to their self-titled album. It's the best. And then...
Frank, stop it. Stop mocking Bobby. Bobby's sharing. Don't do that. Don't do this shit. Foxy Shazam. Sounds like a whore.
Maybe I got the wrong band. Okay.
You don't know nothing about Foxy. Let Bobby tell his story.
Okay.
Bobby's being masculine.
But the post was from my ex-girlfriend. And it was, finally got to have my dream come true of seeing Foxy Shazam live.
Did she like them before you?
No. This is all I've ever wanted.
Oh.
Dreams do come true.
Was she there with the comedic magician?
I didn't see him in any of the pictures. Thankfully. But, like, I showed her that band.
Oh, my God.
And I was just like, fuck. It does go, like, where is the line? Like, if Frank, with your gay lovers, who gets to listen to George Michael? Is it whoever introduced them? Or...
No, I never met him. But I feel your pain. I really do, especially the side of me that's exposed right now. I mean, I really feel your pain. I feel sorry for you. I mean, the compassion I have for you right now, your masculinity has been stripped from you.
No, it's not.
And his bare soul, his soul has been bared in front of us. I mean, his band that he loves, that he cherishes, was taken away from that he's never seen live.
You're trying to make a thing. You're being an asshole.
He made the thing. I know nothing. I'm just repeating what he said.
But that's not what this is about. That's
not his girlfriend. Not his girlfriend.
No, this is worse than cheating. What this bitch did was she fucking took something that he shared, something from his soul, and said, it's ours. I've been there. I've been with girls who didn't know anything about comedy. And we're like, you know, who's your favorite? I would share like hours of videos of all the people I like and stuff, whatever. And then a year later, I see them going, look at me seeing John Mulaney live. And they didn't even know how to pronounce his name a year earlier. And you're like, fuck you. I get it. I'm happy you learned what I liked, but you doing that, it's one thing for me to say I like Louis C.K. and a girl goes, oh, I didn't know who it was. Wow. Like the last girl I dated, she was like, didn't know who Tom Segura was. I had her watch some Tom Segura with me. She goes, this guy's hilarious. He gets it. He's also world renowned and famous. So if a year from now she goes and sees Tom Segura, I'm not going to go, oh my God, she took that from me. Nobody knows who the fuck Foxy Shazam is. I mean, I get it that you're known. So I'm not shitting on the band. I'm not apologizing that way. But what I mean is they're not world renowned. It's something you'd have to be introduced to. Like when I date a girl and she's like, I don't like wrestling, and I have her watch 1994 Royal Rumble with me. And then a minute later she goes, it's my favorite Rumble. And it's like, fuck you. It's not. You're sharing it with me. What she did was by putting that out there was saying out loud, fuck you, Bobby. That's all it was. It was going to the concert was fuck you, Bobby. Going to fucking buying the tickets, sharing it, saying it's her moment. She spoke Bobby's words because like, look what else I can do without you. But what's the real rule is, and I want you to listen, you stupid bitch. Bobby's still in your head, renting space, and he's never going to leave that fucking apartment. It's your head because that's the one thing you can't light on fire, you whore.
Well,
share that with her. Fuck you, Foxy Shazam. I hope you get AIDS from a magician. The worst kind. The worst kind of magician.
We still like Foxy.
Bobby.
Still like Foxy.
Bobby, not the band.
Oh.
I'm now calling her Foxy Shazam.
Okay, cool.
Because I don't know her name.
Yeah, let's give her
that sounds like the name of a whore. Foxy Shazam. A girl that would dance in a downtown Providence, Rhode Island nightclub. Foxy Shazam. That's that kind of name. The band, I hope one day you're on the equivalent of the Tonight Show when it was good. Whatever that is. I hope you do well. I hope one day you're on there and that fat English guy sings your songs in a car with Harry Styles. That's how big I hope you become. Foxy Shazam the band. Foxy Shazam the whore. I hope you die, and I hope your comedic magician hypnotizes himself to get locked into his own box and cut himself in half.
I do take some solace in the fact that they released 2 like shitty albums in a row, so I'm guessing the concert was those albums heavy. Thankfully,
no, but it was the hits.
It does I don't know if she did it to hurt me or if she was just excited because she's really into music. So like I give her that, but.
Stop it.
We did do an episode about a comedic magician like 3 days prior.
Do you think she watches us?
I think she probably sees Instagram would be my guess. I don't think she watches our episodes because I would have gotten some text like, please stop bringing this up.
Okay, to be clear though, for her to know that, she would have had to watch because here's why. I'm smart with how I tag things. I think about you when I do that shit. I never once wrote comedic. I on purpose just wrote magician Adam Parisi and comedian Dan Brown. I never wrote you confronting anything. I never wrote you about you having an issue with. I think the only thing I wrote was that on Facebook maybe might have said Bobby confronts something from his past, but did not say anything like that. And even on that show, if you watched it, then yeah, she would have to take something out of it. But holy shit, if you couldn't take humor out of it besides anything else, that's crazy. But to go and say, watch me hurt you by saying this is the moment of my life, the moment I know Bobby wants, I'm going to have instead, and then have mediocre magician cock in me afterwards? Not cool.
Probably didn't happen.
Mediocre magician cock?
I don't want to know about that.
No, because she wants it to be your giant tamburo.
It does kind of feel, though, like if all of a sudden I was like, I'm super into plants, or getting a bunch of shitty tattoos, or like failed suicide attempts, because I'm not even good at that, like, and did her things, like that would be hurtful. So I try to.
You know what, Bobby? I just take back everything I said because what you just shared there. You know what, girl? You go ahead, go to your concerts. You just compared it to how she's not even good at killing herself.
Her brother said that to her once. It was great.
Hypothetically,
I had to be like,
no, but I'm saying hypothetically because I wasn't there, and I'm not trying to say that.
I got you.
I don't know. If she shared that, Bobby, and I saw that Instagram, I would have shared the Instagram and then written over it, tell me you're retarded without saying you're retarded. That's all I would have said. That's a joke for just me and Bobby.
That's a great joke. It's a great joke.
Is anyone ever, like the Russian lady, did she ever do anything after you got divorced that you're like, hey, she didn't do that before me, but now she does that?
Yeah. I mean, she. I don't know if I mentioned this on the air, but she was dating, which I did say, Benny Hanna from the Chick.
Yes, you're always name dropping. You also she didn't eat Chinese food before that?
Did I? No, she always loved Chinese food, but he happened to be Japanese. But did I also say at the same time she was dating Benihana, she was going out with a mafia guy from Connecticut? Did I
You did
say
not
that?
say that. No, you did not.
Okay. All right. So this is what happened.
She just like cartoon character people.
I
Like
just
the most
don't-
Asian guy, the most Italian guy.
I don't know. I don't understand what happened to it. But what happened is that
Real quick, Frank, stop for a second. Bobby, oh, you're smoking. What does that say about Frank when a woman dates like over the top caricatures of what people are? Like Benihana is the most Japanese thing you could be, right? Like the guy who literally is like the Ronald McDonald of Japanese restaurants, or a mafia boss, which is like the over the top what an Italian person is.
that's right.
What does that mean Frank is? What is Frank the over the top thing of?
Being a cuck.
Being a what?
A cuck.
Oh, okay.
No.
Cuckold.
I tend
I think you're wrong here, Pat. I think Frank was too all over the place. Like Frank was too unpredictable, too swept her off.
Oh, and she needed.
So she was
needed
like, from
horse
this point
blinders.
on, I'm only sticking to extremes. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
Frank was the ladies' man.
Frank was so outside the box, she needed to date stereotypes for the rest of her life.
Yeah, I was a stereotype. So she wanted more stereotypes. But the first guy she dated after we broke up
Was
was
Magic Johnson? Okay.
No, Bill Bradley of the Knicks.
A white basketball player,
A white
which was big in
basketball
that
player.
60s,
I mean,
and a
really.
politician.
Yeah, he was a forward for the Knicks in those days.
And then he got forward with your wife.
Yes, and then what happened with the situation with Benihana?
He dated the situation.
and the mafia guy. He
Oh,
walks
he's
in.
Italian.
He walks into my place, my townhouse in Greenwich, and he must have had a key. He hears her talking shit to Benihana. He flips out. This was in the papers. He flips out.
The papers.
Yeah, newspapers. He flips out, knocks her out, ties her up,
Wait, what?
throws it into the back of his car.
Frank, are we supposed to be sharing this?
Yeah, it's okay. This is 50 years ago. It doesn't matter anymore. So what happens is
He's alive.
she's tied up in the back of the car.
What's going on?
He's driving to Manhattan. He's got his gun out. He's going to kill both of them. Okay?
What are
They
you
get to
doing?
the Triborough Bridge. She somehow gets the door open. She rolls out, breaks her foot. There's the cops there. He sees that. He takes off. The cops go after him and arrest him. And he gets arrested for kidnapping.
And you can't remember the end of Coda?
Well, this is more interesting.
Bobby, do you believe any of that story?
I do.
True story. I never lie on this show.
You've told us so many boring stories. Why wouldn't you tell us that one?
Because I only thought of it recently when I was speaking to her.
How
Okay,
did
look, that's
Benny
a lot
Hanna
of
respond?
memories. A lot of memories.
Oh, me so sorry, Mr. Frank. Me not mean to do no kind of disrespect to woman.
Yeah.
Oh, I so sorry. Here is fortune cookie.
Yeah.
That's how he responded.
At the time, Benny Hanna was a big shit in New York because he was producing Broadway plays, and he developed a club like the Playboy Club.
Oh,
called the
my play
Medicine
is called
Club.
Riddle Women. Oh,
Yeah.
Riddle Women. It's good.
Man, you made a
Riddle Women.
chopstick come up your ass tonight. Let me tell you.
Oh.
Don't
So
do that.
how did he?
Frank
hang on.
Mergaro.
Seriously though, how did he
What?
retaliate, Frank? What did he do?
Frank Mergaro.
Oh,
Benny
guy went to-
Hanna, this
Benny
monster,
Hanna-
threw him in a goddamn trunk.
no,
What was
he
his
never.
response?
No. He
never
threw
got
her in the
involved.
trunk.
He never got involved because the caper ended at the Triborough Bridge.
Yeah. That didn't happen to Benny. That happened to Frank's wife.
To my wife, and my wife at the
This
time,
mafia member beat a
and the mafia
woman
guy.
and kidnapped her, and
Yeah.
Frank just talked about it on the air.
Yeah.
But how did any? So neither you nor Benny Hanna responded.
Right. Why should we? I didn't even know about it. What happened was I was in Guadalupe on vacation.
Fuck you,
I came
Guadalupe.
back-
No one
and
goes
I
to
come
Guadalupe.
back- and I come back. My answering machine was loaded from my friends saying, "Oh, look what happened to Albina. Oh my God, she was kidnapped." Blah blah. I said,
There's no older sentence that I was on vacation in Guadalupe with my answering machine all loaded. I was returning tapes at Best Buy. What the fuck are you? Why were you doing in Guadalupe?
On vacation. People go on vacation.
No one goes to Guadalupe.
Yeah, I did because why did I go there?
Why didn't you retaliate?
I knew nothing about it. I was
you
divorced.
found out eventually.
Yeah, but I had nothing to do with her. I was
Your
divorced.
ex-wife.
There's
Bobby,
a reason she's
Bobby,
ex.
if someone kidnapped the Foxy Shazam,
Yeah.
you go after him.
Me, Jason, and 3 Jamaicans enticed by the prospect of 3 hots and a cot are gonna go handle that situation real quick.
What? Oh, you're still in love.
No.
Frank was already banging other bitches.
It's easy to say that, Bobby, but actually taking the bull by the horns and doing something like that is something else. And I think you would think it out first.
I'm not taking the bull by the horns. I'm calling Jason. Jason's gonna call his bulls, and they're gonna bring the horns, and I'm gonna have nothing to do.
Don't you gotta pay Jason?
Who the fuck is Jason?
Don't worry about it. We all got guys.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if that
That's what he's
doesn't
saying.
work-
Otherwise, Jason's just a name for
No.
Jason
it's
Casey
I'm
has
just
to
not gonna give
fuck
his
him
last
up.
name.
Statham.
No. He's a Jamaican.
Ah. What does that
Jason
mean?
me crazy.
He's got some dope.
He is a dope if he knows Bobby.
Yeah.
He's a liar and he has good jerk chicken.
Yeah. I'll give you another story with her. Okay. We're still married.
We didn't ask for the first story.
I'd like to hear it.
All right, go ahead.
Okay. We're still
go
married.
ahead. Does it end in coda?
No. And she says to me, I have a girlfriend at work, and she's going out with a mafia guy. Do you mind if we have him over for dinner?
That's the mafia guy. You fucking talk about me? You fucking talk about me, Frank? It's me, Vinny Guadalupe.
Okay, so what happens is that I said, sure, no problem. So he comes over with her. And he's the typical mob guy,
We don't know, Frank. You know mob guy. I don't know any mob guys. I worked for one, but that's
Is he a real one, Frank, or a wannabe?
No. He wasn't a wannabe. He was a real guy.
Okay,
He was a real
then you actually have less to worry about.
Yeah,
right?
I mean,
because in theory, as long as you don't.
Wait a second. They leave, and then my wife says to me, she says, she has a problem. I go, what? He beats her. I said, he beats her. He says, yeah, he puts her in an apartment. He's got an apartment, but he comes in there drunk. He's married with a family. Comes in drunk, and he beats the shit out of her.
Oh, yeah.
I said, well, why doesn't she leave? She's afraid to leave. And like, you can't take it anymore. Ready for this? 3 months later, he beats her up. She can't take it, gets his gun, blew him away. Yeah. And she went up the river.
How's that a story about your wife?
That was my first wife. What?
No, it wasn't her. That was her friend.
A friend did that, yeah. I mean, but it's association. No one knows.
I know. You said, here's a story about my ex-wife, and then you just told
Well,
somebody.
yeah, she brought home the couple. I didn't have anything to do with it. I would have never brought him into my house.
But they didn't kill each other the day after they hung out with you. You just kind of made it about you. And then, like 3 months later,
I didn't say anything that it was about me. I just told you a story. Then I knew.
This was a story about you and your ex. What? That's how you premised.
Yeah. And you know what he did to me? But it was as soon as he met me, he's asking me questions about my business. I had an employment agency in 5 cities in Connecticut. It was called MST Placement Agency. And so before I knew it, I get a phone call to pick up garbage. I said, well, what are you talking about? I mean, he said, well, is this MST? I said, yeah. He said, it's
what MST stand for?
Management, Sales, and Technical.
Oh, those were Gallo's shitty.
No. And so I find out MST trucking, whatever it was, sanitation trucking, he owned it. He took my name and he put it onto his truck. And I got upset about that, but then he disappeared, so I didn't have a problem.
What were you going to do about it? What were you going to do about it?
Talk to him about it, but then
He would have killed you.
somebody took care of it for me.
The wife.
Yeah, the girlfriend.
The girlfriend.
Yeah.
And Bobby, was that worth it?
That one wasn't.
Yeah. That was loose. That was loose.
But that's drama.
It wasn't drama. It's just sad.
It was like almost the end. It was almost
poor
the end
woman
of
was
Coda.
put through hell and then
Right.
had to like actually commit the most heinous of crimes just to get away from this pain that she suffers with. And we don't know. Did she have to go to jail? Probably.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's awful that she had to go to jail. Like she was trapped. She was with someone she thought she loved, but this person came home and treated her like shit just because they were drunk and they think they can get away with it. You can't just get away with things if you're drunk. It's not fair. And then she has to resort to that. But if she didn't, she would have been in hell. So either way, she loses. And then you try to make it fun and tie it in with you. Why didn't she just walk into a river and die like at the end of Coda?
It's just another instance of a woman coming to you, Frank, and going, "Hey, a man's beating me," and you going, "It doesn't seem like my problem."
Time out.
Frank does do that. I never noticed
me.
that. A lot of Frank stories have a woman was getting hurt or treated wrong, and he's like, "Hey, he has good feel."
Why don't you handle that shit?
I was just trying to tell a story. That's all.
Are any of these true?
Yes, everything I say is true.
No, it's not. Who were the 3 women you watched Coda with?
You think I remember that?
Yes, you should remember at your age if you hung out with 3 teenage girls.
This is good. Start right away.
It was easy. I was able to find out where they live, and I brought them home.
Why were they there with you?
Personality? I don't know. I mean,
I get why people want more Frank, but I don't know if they can handle it. You know what I mean? I think it's good to have one Frank a week.
The phone call I got?
Yeah.
It's from one of them.
One of the girls?
One of the girls.
Why do you have girls calling you?
But they knew my number. I don't know. Maybe they want to see another movie. Maybe they want to see
what is your
West Side Story drops. West Side Story drops on Disney Plus Wednesday.
No one's gonna want to watch that. I've heard he did a terrible job with it.
I don't know.
Hey, POS fans, this is Bobby checking in. We've been doing some cool stuff, bringing you some cool things, and I just realized my mic's been on one side the whole episode. We switched it now. Hope you enjoy it better. Apologies. It'll be good going forward, though. Bang, bang, bang.
That's when they're listening, they're only hearing you on one side?
Yeah, like we had that issue before, but I figured it out, and going forward, it won't be a problem. So, my bad. You know, this is learning experience for all of us. We can all admit this is better than just the Zoom.
But that's just from your mic. So me and
Frank, crystal clear. No issues there.
Because that good news is, because it's a Frank episode, it was mostly Frank talking. And then me throwing in jokes.
And I responded to your question.
It was me sharing a little bit of just devastating heartbreak. You know, a 9/11.
Me cutting one of the greatest promos of all times.
And then Frank hijacking that and making it all about him. So that's what you've missed so far.
And then, no better, Frank hijacking it and then one-upping his own hijack story with yet another hijack story. Going, since you wanted to know about that, which we didn't.
The 60s were different. It was a wild time in the 60s.
They were different because there was racism.
And apparently,
none of the stories
a lot of blind ignoring of women beating by Frank.
I don't think that's right. I don't think that has to do with the times.
No.
I think if Frank saw that right now, he'd still be like, hey.
Just be like, hey, Uncle Shithead, Jason and his Jamaicans are busy with another task.
Frank would be like,
it's Bob's grandson. I know we aren't allowed to talk to you, but I'm calling in a favor. Okay, all right, talk to you later, Uncle Shithead.
No, Frank would go, I'm trying to eat. Can you do that in the other room?
Shh.
No, well, take off my hearing aids. Take out my hearing aids like I did just now.
No.
Don't take out your hearing aids during a show. How dare
I did. So I didn't have to hear the guy talking in my ear.
All right. Well,
wait,
how
who's
about
talking in your ear?
I don't know. I think is the guy us?
No. The phone call.
You didn't take the call.
I know, but I heard it in my ear.
We heard it here.
I rest my case.
We all heard it. It wasn't in your ear. It was loud. I think you have the earphones in, but they weren't on. We all heard it. Are you a big Instagram person, Frank?
No,
You don't notice this lady?
no, absolutely not.
She's a huge influencer on Instagram. Her name's Danielle Bernstein.
Are you sharing?
Bernstein?
What?
Are you sharing?
I am sharing. Can nobody see that?
I can now. Yeah, I just had to pull it up. My bad.
No problem. This is Danielle Bernstein. And
How
this
old
is
is
our
she?
first. What?
Frank, 15 or 19?
Frank?
What?
He asked you a question. Is she 15?
Oh, I didn't
or
hear
19?
that. What was the question?
Is she
15 or
15 or 19?
Oh,
And to clarify, Frank, he's asking really, is she underage or of age?
Right,
Because
yeah,
she's
yeah.
not either of those real ages.
I hate to say this. She looks like one of the girls that came to my screening a couple of weeks ago.
Okay.
Jesus
Of
fucking
Coda.
Christ, Frank.
I would say she's under 19.
Bobby?
I'm hoping she's I'm hoping she's over 19 for Frank's sake, because I think he fucked the girls who were at his show.
You think Frank can fuck still?
Yeah, I think he can. I think it's an air pump. Basically, what it is like a tube he puts on, and it creates a vacuum. So you let all the air out, and then you can pump it in, which forces the penis to engorge with blood.
I'm going to show you.
You're going to show us your dick? No, please don't.
He's about to show us his dick pump. He's going to be like, you nailed it.
We should have asked Adam Parisi when he was on to show us how to tie a balloon like Frank's dick. That would have been great.
No, I'm going to show you something. This is a sex aid that I use. Before I have sex with a woman.
Why did you have to clarify?
Oh, you can't see that. Oh, you see that? You
What
see
is that? What is
I
that?
take my dick and I push the ball through the hole. If I could do that, I'm ready for sex.
What is that, Frank?
It appropriately is called a hole-in-one.
You fuck a golf thing?
Yeah.
And if you can't, so the girl has to wait to see if you can push a ball with your dick, and if you can't,
Right.
you tell her to go home.
Right. If I can't get that ball through
Pull
that
it back
hole,
a little bit. Pull it back a little bit.
That's what she said.
Never mind. It's too see-through. It's not
Yeah.
working. We got you.
Yeah.
It looks like you were holding like Captain America's chest.
And I feel like Adam wouldn't teach us how to tie a balloon knot. He could teach us how to, like, I don't know, convince somebody's girlfriend that I love you forever. It was actually I love you for a week.
Yeah. He had a lot of magic skills. This girl, by the way, guys, 29.
What?
Well, I don't know when the picture's from, but she's 29.
Oh, wow.
Frank, what do you mean what? You're 80. Like that 29 and 9 should be the same to you at this point.
Nah, man. If Frank can fuck a 29-year-old, more power to him.
He can't. He's happily married and he lies to us.
That's
There's
right.
no women.
That's right. There's no women in my life except for my wife.
And she's one of the sweetest, most wonderful people I've ever met. And for Frank to even joke is fucked up.
I mean, I don't know how she's married to me, I'll be honest with you. I make a laugh. That's about it. But
He goes on stage, he says crazy shit, and then people go, I'll see if my grandmother's available. And then Frank doesn't go, I'm kidding. And I'm like, Frank, don't do this.
Frank's biggest concern if she showed up ready to fuck would be getting a window repairman, because he would push the golf ball through the hole so
That's
fast it would break the fucking window.
That's right.
1 second, I just got a pump. Sorry, Pat. What happened to this whore?
I don't know. Frank's dick got in the way, and I don't know what to do now. Because I really thought for a minute Frank was going to make sure this was a Patreon episode and break his dick out. Because he's like, hold on. And I'm like, what the fuck?
The issue Frank's wife deals with every Thursday night. Frank's dick's in the way, and I don't know what to do with it.
That's why she's happy he has a show twice a month. So it's only 2 Thursdays a month.
Yeah, get the room at the hotel. Why not?
This woman right here is Danielle Bernstein, and she is the founder of WeWoreWhat, which is under fire for using the Ukraine-Russia conflict to raise awareness for her fashion brand. Okay, she has like 2.8 million Instagram followers, which is insane. Posted a series of bikini shots of herself Friday with a caption that has now been edited following major backlash. But don't worry, I have it. Where is it? It's right here. So going to this thing here. Underneath this picture, she says, when I say you can do both, I truly mean it. You can post about fashion and post about world issues. You can raise awareness for your new collection while also raising money to give back. You can go about your day while also showing compassion and reaching out to others. What's going on in the world right now is terrifying. And I know posting a photo in a bikini isn't helping anyone. But you know what will? The proceeds from this swim launch going towards for an on-the-ground organization in Ukraine. Stay tuned for more on the give back for this collection, available March 1st. And she caught a lot of shit. A lot of people are like, whoa, what are we doing here? Because I get it. You want to get involved. Why do comedians tell jokes when someone dies right away? To get attention because everyone's talking about it. But to talk about your fashion brand during the Ukraine-Russian war, and even for her to even say what she said, like, I get it, bad things going on. People think it's in super poor taste. And a lot of people came out and got upset. There's this one, she also added, you can go about your day while also showing compassion and reaching out to others. She concluded by saying that, hey, it's going to give money back to other people. But a lot of groups, there's one group called Diet Prada, which is an Instagram watch group. They put the screenshots everywhere and try to get her shut down. And people are losing their minds. Who's the piece of shit in this story? Is it Danielle Bernstein for being what she is? She's an Instagram influencer. She's a social media personality. Her whole life, 2.9 or whatever I said, million people stare at this woman because she looks good in bikinis and sells fashion lines. It's what she does. If you're going to her for political advice, you're a fucking idiot. So if she wants to say something, yeah, do I think it was in poor taste? Of course I do. But do I understand why a hot chick thinks people want her opinion and thinks by her giving a little bit of money left from her thong to help on the ground marches into Ukraine is a good idea? Of course I understand that, because no one tells this girl no. Is it the Diet Prada group for taking this and saying, first of all, for being Diet Prada, for being an Instagram investigator? What the f- that? You're going around. I'm sure people are happy that they're double-eared now so they can hear Bobby cough in both sides. But they're like, it was better when he coughed in one ear. But is it better for this group to go around and blow up these people? It's social media. Why do we even have things called influencers that can't be investigated? Why do we care? I get it. They're basically spokespeople. But the fact that people look to them for anything but what they are. She's hot in a cowboy hat. I would buy that cowboy hat because I'd hope I look half as good as her. But I don't care about her thoughts. Are the people getting really upset on Instagram by what she said? What's the point? What do you care? Just move on. Ignore things and they go away. Talk about things and they stay there forever. We've all had relationships. That's what happens. When it breaks up, the more you talk about things afterwards, the more people fight. The more you ignore what they're saying, the faster it goes away. Or is it the people, which are probably just creepy Indian men, who are donating money because they think they're going to help the fucking fight with the Ukraine by buying her bikinis? Who's the piece of shit in the story? Frank, go first.
I'm going to have to say, because she did not put enough out there, it's her. Because all she had to do, name the charity and say how much percentage of the sales is going to that said charity. If she did that, I think it would be okay. But she didn't do that because that makes me believe she's full of shit.
I think she's saying it's a group that she has.
Underground group, she says.
On the ground. That's why I even put the words there. It's not an underground group. What she's saying, it's a group that's supporting the people on the ground. So it's right there. It's not going to another overseas. It's literally going to the people right there in the Ukraine on the ground.
Name the organization she's writing the check for. That's all. So because not only does she validate herself, but she's giving people an opportunity to go to that organization and donate money. If she's got 2.8 out of the 2.8, if somebody sees that as a legitimate place to go and make a donation for this war with these people, it's nothing but a win-win for her. But she blew it by not saying anything.
It's almost like she's a hot chick that doesn't know what she's doing, Frank.
Well, I know a lot of hot chicks that know what they're doing. I mean,
they're not this chick.
Well,
she doesn't know what she's doing. And the people that are going to donate and learn about the war from this chick,
yeah,
they're not donating money. They're on the OnlyFans.
Well, it tells me is that
they're jerking off and blowing their goo crane. I was proud of Goo Crane. I think I did well. Bobby?
Frank, you're wrong. She's not a piece of shit. She was too honest. She did what everybody else does, but she literally was just like, this is how I'm doing it, as opposed to pretending. You know, this really isn't any different than Pornhub banning anybody from Russia using it. It's like, cool, you guys care about this. You hosted child porn until the U.S. threatened to investigate you. You know what I mean? Like, and all these models, actors, you know, Instagram influencers who are posting like thoughts and prayers for the Ukraine, who are sharing the memes and the news, are profiting off of it. Social like profit. Like people are like, oh look, they care about the right cause. And where is it being reported that she did this and who's making fun of her? Oh yeah, the news outlets who profited from what? The war. Because guess what? COVID's over. Now they've got another thing we can all tune into. She just had the balls to be like, hey, shit's happening out there. Support the Ukraine, but I launched a product today. Like, I get that it's kind of insensitive, but everybody is. Like, it's no different than Jon Stewart getting into it with Keith Olbermann about a tweet. Like, everybody's doing it. She just said she was.
I'm going to even go a step farther. Not only is she not the piece of shit, she's a hero. I'm going to go as far as to say she's in today's modern age of selfishness. A woman who, if you're going to take what selfishness is and self-absorbedness is, it's an Instagram influencer. It's a social media person, a person whose whole existence is for likes and does everything to hope people like her, to the point where 2.8 million people know who Danielle Bernstein. I have no idea who this person is, but 2.8 million people pay attention to this human being every day. And she did something risky. That's risky. Most people on Instagram or Twitter or things like that are very afraid to upset the apple cart. They do the right things all the time. And when they do get in trouble, they're fucking booted and they lose because they get so many sponsors and things. She has a business. Did she use it to do things? Yeah. But like Bobby said, she was so fucking honest about it. It's crazy. She literally said, I know this is the wrong thing to do, but I'm doing it. Because I still think if I can help out even just a little bit, I'm gonna. But Frank, by her giving the name, I think you're right in what you're saying by what your standards of that thing. But in this day and age, by her giving the name of the organization, her 2.8 million people may overwhelm that organization. You have to think about these Instagram influencers are more powerful than actual organizations nowadays. People with businesses are reaching out to just some chick in their basement dancing because that's their way to sell things. Her best thing to do is say, buy my stuff and I'll get the money to them. Now, she better come through. She better send the money to them, or that's a whole different fucking story. But I don't think she meant anything wrong by it. I think it's the fucking haters who are like, finally, bitch, we got you. Because everyone thinks you're awesome, and now you're using the war. Everyone uses this war. You know how happy everyone is on the news right now to use the war to get the attention off COVID and all the other bullshit? Yay, there's a war. We can have you look at this as something else. Like, she's better than them.
She's better than the bitch who came out and wrote the poem, If I Was Vladimir Putin's Mother.
Oh, God.
Like, you know what I mean? At least she's up front. Like, it wasn't fake.
The only reason why I didn't cover that this week, Bobby, is because everyone else did.
Yeah,
I was
exactly.
Cover
That's why I just had to reference it and everybody knew what I was talking about. But, like, she at least was genuine and was like, hey, I'm selling something too. And I'm helping. You know what I mean? And the whole war is literally propaganda. Like, they've shown so many pictures that some people are tweeting out as, like, Russian soldiers captured, and the other people are tweeting out Ukrainian soldiers surrendering. Like, the whole thing's a meme war. The mayor's a former professional boxer who's on Twitter. Like, he's getting all his media shot. You know what I mean? Like, the whole thing's about a popularity contest, and she's just joining in. Good for her.
Well, how about the president of the Ukraine? He's a stand-up comic that was on Dancing with the Stars in Ukraine.
What is the Ukraine?
I don't know. What is it?
And they're posting all these pictures of hot soldiers with guns. Like, they all were tweeting about them with AK-47s. Like, tell me this isn't propaganda. Like, the whole thing's about it. So, fuck it. Let her do it too.
Yeah, and guess who is going to get tagged in all our posts of this podcast?
Hopefully,
The lady with 2.8 million fucking followers.
Yeah. And hopefully,
And I'm going to call her a hero.
unlike that
I'm
other-
going to say nice things in this.
other-
And because she won't watch it, but some of the creeps that like her will.
Yeah, and unlike
And
those
if they can send money to the Ukraine, they can send us $3 a Patreon.
yeah, and for the
So
fourth
you're-
time, unlike that other cunt that we called out, we actually support this
Ru
woman.
Powell.
She's the shit.
Ru Powell, no. Danielle Bernstein,
Yes.
a Jewish lady I like a lot.
Frank, what size is your wife? I'm gonna buy one of her swimsuits.
What size?
Oh, you meant shirt size. Like, where are we going? First of all,
That
she's a petite
size.
woman.
Yeah. What's her name, Pat? I'm gonna buy one of these for Frank's.
I will not give out Frank's wife's name
no,
ever on here.
No, the other woman's name, Danielle.
Oh, Danielle Bernstein.
Bern, B-E-R-N or B-U-R-N?
Bern. The most Jewish way. I believe it. Am I saying it wrong? Didn't I say what it was? No, I'm not sure.
Bernstein or Bernstein?
I don't know how to Frank. I'm just reading it. I don't fucking know.
Hang on a second.
But her thing is on Instagram, you tag who we wore what.
Yeah, but the issue is when I searched for the Ukraine line, all that comes up are these news stories. So
Oh, for her name, put in we wore what Ukraine, and then everything comes up. It comes up more with her Instagram name than her actual name.
there we go. Swimwear.
Yeah, Danielle Bernstein, Stein.
Search for Ukraine. Didn't have any results.
Bernstein, Ukraine, or like for her group for
Yeah, I'm
the
trying
on the
to
ground.
buy it.
Well, she doesn't have it. She's gonna give the money after she gets the sales.
Yeah, but you have to buy a specific line, Pat. It's not just all in general. I'm not just gonna buy Frank's wife a random swimsuit.
Oh no, you got to buy all the. You just buy shit. Proceeds.
Anything?
I believe so. Okay, maybe I should have read farther in this story. In November 2020 and March 2021, the New York-based designer was accused of copying two indie fashion brands and was in a legal battle with Undies brand, The Great Eros, for allegedly stealing a design. She denies the claim. She was also previously accused of swiping a mask design, which she denied, and of copying jewelry in a line from Nordstrom's. Since her latest controversy blew up, Bernstein has changed her caption to try to explain how the funds of her swimsuit launch will be used to assist Global Empowerment Mission, known as GEM, Frank. That's what she's helping out. That's the name of the group, an organization on the ground in Ukraine. Almost every day, single at Shop WeWoreWhat launch has given back hundreds of thousands of dollars to an extreme important cause, and I couldn't be more proud of that. This will be no different. So, the fashion influencer then alleged 2 days ago, our team sent $250,000 worth of refugee relief to the Ukraine. Because of the current situation, we are delaying the launch date and making a second donation of $5,000 to We Gave What partners at Global Empowerment, the GEM group, because we now know is needed right now. So that's how
that is totally different now. My opinion totally changes.
That's why when people watch the show, they can learn I know what I'm doing, and I try to feed you in, and then I fucking punch it.
The organization is mentioned, and I approve what she's doing.
The organization sounds like a fake one, though, Frank. It's called GEM. It's truly outrageous. It's truly outrageous.
I would think if you checked it out, it's probably legitimate.
I just did a joke that
stupid.
neither one of your age groups would have gotten, which destroyed me. There was a cartoon called GEM, and they were a musician group, and they would sing a song. GEM is truly outrageous. Never mind. But you're too old, Bobby. You're too young.
I can't get that.
Frank
I won't never
didn't
get
stop
that.
talking
But what I
the
will
entire
say,
time.
what I
Kinda
will
like
say,
he's doing right fucking now.
she should. You know what? Here's what I'm
Put
upset
your
about.
hearing aids back in, Frank, so you can hear when somebody else is talking.
I don't want to know anything. What I understand is that she has this line of bras that I've seen. The one that you showed by itself, that bra, that half bra, that is for men. An ammunition pack fits in there. I mean, she could be arming these soldiers fighting this war where they could hold extra ammunition in a bra. It looks.
It's not a bra.
In the bra.
It's a bikini
Get
top.
that picture of that bra up again.
Bikini top.
That goes right in. It was white. I think a 38C is perfect.
Did you know her measurements by staring at her?
No, I think a universal soldier from that region.
That's a terrible movie.
Who doesn't eat that much, a 38C is perfect.
Are you shaming her?
No.
She probably eats plenty.
I'm trying to uplift the
gal.
soldiers. I'm trying to uplift the soldiers with this concept. It's great. Imagine a soldier having 2 extra packs of ammunition on them. Think about it.
Why would I want to think about that when I can think about Danielle Bernstein? A nice Jewish gal. Of all the people I've ever dated, the Jewish gals were the nicest ones.
I agree. They appreciate us.
I don't know if they appreciate us, but they spoke their mind. And I know John Mulaney did a bit on it, but it is true. They would say what's on their mind way more than the other ones would.
You know, did you see Saturday Night Live?
No.
The opening? Check it
None
out.
of it. Like, you asked and I said no.
Okay. And then I'm telling you to check it out on YouTube.
I like John Mulaney, but I don't like Saturday Night Live. So I'm not kind
No, but his monologue was brilliant. I mean, a 10-minute monologue about his new life. It's great.
I'm waiting for this. I'm waiting for the special. I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, he hasn't done a special since.
It's coming. He's talking about it.
Is it? Okay.
That's why he's on the fucking Saturday Night Live, Frank.
Okay. When is it coming?
When it's out.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
He probably said it on Saturday Night Live. The thing you watched. They're on there. I don't know if you know this. You know, you've been a host, according to you. That most people are on there promoting things. They're not just hanging out.
Yeah, when I was on, I was promoting mutual funds.
I wish we weren't mutual friends.
Yeah.
And tonight, Frank, you've been promoting abortions.
Anyone named Frank. It's the new Karen. That's the name there. Bobby, you got anything?
I mean, I had the heartbreak. I shared that.
Yeah.
As far as POS stories, I don't think I have anything specific. I do wish there was an app, if any of you app developers are out there, that you could anonymously request your friends from high school. And, like, you could be like, do you have an OnlyFans? And they could just send it to you. That way you don't have to, like, spend hours trying to find them, you know?
Or know what name they might use for their OnlyFans, because it's never their name.
Like, best you can do is, right, you get their email and you try to make a new account with it, and if it says one already exists, you're like, hell yeah. And then.
But wait, why wouldn't these people that you know of but not know, why wouldn't they be promoting their OnlyFans?
Because they're not like stars. I'm sure it's like, you know what I mean? It's probably a different persona.
No, but you would think on one of their social medias they'd have like a link and a link tree saying go to this.
They probably have like a separate one for that kind of stuff, like in a stage name.
Oh, okay. So you couldn't find that thing. They wouldn't have like a link tree chilling or something?
Probably not, no. Frank, what would you do?
With what?
If the relics that you went to high school with.
I know the people that I want to know from high school. I don't want to know anybody else.
There's no one left. Are you kidding? How many people are alive from your high school?
That's it. Now you're bringing up a sore point. I hung out with 5 guys in high school. 3 are dead.
Do you move up in class rank? Like if you
hold on, Bobby, everybody. Bobby, for 1 second, Bobby. That wasn't that sad. Out of 5 people, 3 are dead. 2 are still alive. That's a pretty good odds. I thought you were going to say they're all dead. 2 are still kicking?
No. Yeah, 1 is me.
You hung out with yourself?
Yeah, and the other.
I hate you. Okay, Bobby, go back. Bobby, I will never cut you off again. I'm sorry. Fucking go ahead, Frank. It's crazy.
Hang on.
No, I'm going to tell you.
One is you. One is you.
Here's another interesting.
One is you. One is you. One is you. Who the fuck says I hung out with 5? Who says I hung out with 5 people and 1 was me?
I just said that.
I know you did. I meant who else?
I don't care about anybody else. Why would I care about anybody else? I care about me.
Stop talking over us. This is not the Ski Mask podcast. I need to hear each person. There you. Now you can yell at me.
What I was going to say, the two survivors are fat. The other three were thin and they're dead.
You're not fat.
Do you move up in class rank as your classmates die? Like, in Frank, in theory, if you outlive everybody else in your class, do you then become valedictorian?
Oh, never. Never. Unless I'm the last man standing. I mean, I don't have a shot.
I don't have far to move, and, like, I know at least one of the fuckers in front of me was really anxious in high school, and his brother didn't make it, so there's, like, a possibility, you know what I'm saying?
Well, no, there's not. It's not like Miss America where if someone dies, you take over the role. It happened then, and it's over. And then the next year, new kids take it over.
But, like, so, all right. So if somebody was like, Pat, pretend you're asking me who was the valedictorian in my class. Go ahead.
Hey, Bobby. Who is the valedictorian of your class?
Who was or who is?
Who was?
No, who is? I am the valedictorian.
No, I would never ask who is because you're not in class.
Right, but I would clarify and be like, I am currently. It was some dude named Brandon, but he's dead. You can ask him the questions? Nah.
No, because now the valedictorian of your school is the latest person.
Right.
Lindsay went to college.
2021.
Now she
right, and they're waiting, and there's a new kid on the block coming up for 2022.
It's all good.
Yeah,
Number 2 kid in our class was like a super freak who ran all the time and shit and was super healthy, so he'll probably live to be like 1,000.
You never move up, Bobby. Once you lost, you're a loser. Forget about it.
I don't know if we had to say it like that.
No, I'm trying to be honest here.
Bobby's not a loser.
False dreams. He thinks he's moving up every time somebody dies.
Bobby's going to die before you and I, the way this podcast is going. He's choking at 38
he's having a tough time, man.
I mean, I've been smoking
he's having a tough time.
dabs the whole time. We're good.
Well, no, we understand why, but you still could choke on your own dabs.
Frank.
What?
I'm willing to bet, of the 3 of us, I graduated the highest ranked in our class. I don't have to share all that shit, but don't call me a loser, all right?
No. What I'm saying is, even if you came in second, okay? If you came in second in that, you still can never go to number 1.
Oh, he's doing that saying, like, there's no second place, there's only first loser.
It's only first.
That's
everybody else
talk from a guy who played Robin to Alan Abel's Batman his whole career.
I never claimed I was anything more.
Nightwing. He went solo.
I never claimed I was anything.
I will claim this. Okay. If you took the 3 of us, I don't know. I only know what Bobby has kind of said. I don't know what Frank's ever said about his schooling. I will guarantee you, if we have to take our high school rankings of education, the 2 of you blew me the fuck away. I didn't even really graduate. They just said, you're 3 credits short, but we don't want you here anymore after my 5th year of high school. Ooh. I don't think I'm stupid, but I did not try ever. And even if I did, I probably wouldn't have done much better because I didn't give a fuck. But if you do it on numbers, holy shit, you two are chinks. Because that's how smart you are compared to me.
You're sounding like me in college. That was me in college. Like, they were pretty much like, hey, it's been 9 years. You tried hard. Get out of here, buddy.
I played college rugby for 3 years, and I went to 2 classes in college the entire time.
And you graduated.
Frank, I wouldn't even be a freshman if I went back in college.
Oh.
It was
graduated
to the point.
Frank, I paid for a place to be, and then I just lived in the rugby house, stopped going to school, bartended, and they just used a fake ID so I could play rugby.
It got to the point where, like, the TAs that were teaching classes and I could relate to life issues together that the other students just didn't understand.
Yeah.
Like taxes and shit. It was bad. But, you know, you live and you learn, right, Frank?
Yeah.
No, but I'm saying what Frank was trying to say was the 3 of us are all collectively losers. We're together. We're 3 generations of things. We shouldn't be hanging out, but no one else wants us, and we're here together as people watch.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I'm proud of it. We're beautiful losers, in the words of Bob Seger, but I still think it's who we are.
And if
we
you're
aren't
a
winners,
loser, you can turn things around by ordering Silk City hot sauce. There are lots of great flavors like Badass Jew, Kevin Dombrowski's Buffalo, Bobby Biggerstaff's Chipotle Barbecue, now with honey maple. Or maybe not.
I just saw that somebody shared that they made a Bloody Mary with Chrissy Mare's Nightmare sauce, which I was like, you don't have to do that because Rob Saul just came out with a Bloody Mary mix. But I like that you can use sauces for all kinds of things. I just used some of the Badass Jew in my scrambled eggs.
Apparently, next up is the FGTZ Worcestershire sauce.
That's real?
No, I'm just making jokes.
How would you say that word? No, not the name of the podcast. Worcestershire. That'd be a mouthful. Is can I buy a Val Worcestershire sauce?
Yeah, exactly. That'd be great,
That's
dude.
what it would be. But
and if you're going to use Silk City hot sauce, what you need to do is use promo code POS, kind of like Pat Oates' show, kind of like please, oh my God, stay on track, Frank, or please, oh my God, shut the fuck up, Frank, or please, oh my God, stop being a miserable cunt, Bobby. Any of those promo codes that would apply to this episode. Plug that in, save yourself some money, get yourself a bonus sauce, and give us some money so we can stop being such miserable pricks.
And if you use the promo code POS after buying a bunch of sauces, give them to your friends and family or yourself, that 15%, I promise, will be used to buy a subscription to an OnlyFans for Danielle Bernstein. And if she decides to take that money and help the Ukraine, then great. But if not, we will use that money to see if we could see Danielle Bernstein naked.
And listen, tax season's coming up. Maybe you played the meme stock game and didn't realize how much you were going to owe the IRS, and things are looking bleak.
You just made Frank sad.
Before you off yourself, max out a bunch of credit cards using the promo code POS and just send it to whoever you want. They can't collect the money once you're dead anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if anyone out there wants to do my taxes, let me know because I don't want to do them. Because they're complicated.
Yeah, Pat will give you a bottle of Silk City hot sauce.
I will give you 7 bottles I have sitting in my fridge right now.
Could I clarify something now?
Oh, boy.
Nope. Go ahead.
All right. After working with you guys for all these years.
Real quick, Frank, could you say something nice about Silk City hot sauce? I mean, if the rumors are true, you're going to have a sauce about you and not me and Bobby, even though it should be POSA, the Mexican sauce that we wanted to make, but it's going to be you instead. So could we do a whole read? You sit there like it's nothing. You don't go, it's tasty or some shit. And then you go, can I clarify things and bring it back to you again?
I'll jump in and just say, as far as I'm concerned, Badass Jew blows everything away.
There you go.
On ribs, it is unfucking believable.
By the way, Danielle Bernstein's a badass Jew too.
Yeah.
To be fair, Badass Jew's about as spicy as Frank can get, right? Like, let's imagine the Depends if you go much hotter than that on the Rick.
Yeah, I know. It's tough. It's tough, but I like that. That's a good one. All right, what I wanted to say is after dealing with you guys for all these years, I would have to say that out of the three of us, the smartest one of the three is Bobby. I mean,
no one argues that.
It's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. So when I said loser, I didn't mean that you were a loser. It's just that you lost that year. If you came in second, you could never climb the ladder in that category. There's other categories you could climb the ladder, but unfortunately in that one and done.
I guess it depends on what you think smart is. But I do think Bobby is brilliant. Don't get me wrong.
Oh, yeah.
But there are many things I think that if there's things that Bobby knows that we don't know, there's things that I know that you guys don't know, and there's things that even you know, Frank. So I think all of us, we're not losers. We're gifted folk. We're white people, so we're winning. And that's all that matters. Anyway, go ahead.
I knew what you meant, Frank. I love you, buddy. I was just playing around for the sake of a podcast. The Depend story does bring up a fun story. I'll tell this one quick, and then
we
don't have something we can get.
We're going to end this on an ass-blowing thing?
So I worked at a camp for kids on ventilators for a while.
Yeah.
And the director's son allegedly one day every day got like hammered and high all day instead of taking care of the patient with me and the other guy. And got busted giving himself an IV one day to get rid of his hangover.
Oh, jeez.
So to like get him back, the person he was related to at the camp who was kind of in charge of this patient tripled the kid's laxative for the day. And like really hydrated him up and like made sure he was fine and like, no biggie. They usually do that. And made his son clean up the diaper that evening. And it was like, when a baby goes through the diaper, through the clothing, and then like it's on the chair. It was that, but a human being, a 320-pound West Virginian.
Oh.
And
I mean,
the patient loved it. He thought it was the funniest thing in the world. He had probably, if you asked him what his highlight of the week was, and like this is what these kids look forward to all year. Like they talk about it. You become friends with them on Facebook. They'll hit you up and be like, "You excited for camp?" You're like, "It's happened last week, so we got about 51 of these before." But yeah, I'm ready. And this was his highlight. Like he loved every second of it. The kid who made the mistake and didn't really get in trouble, that was his punishment, and like he got home and wasn't grounded or anything. It's the middle of summer, and like learned his lesson. He never did it again. And the dad like made sure the patient was fine. They usually clean him out before they go home anyway. So who's the piece of shit in this story, Pat?
Easy.
Is it the guy who had to clean up the shit? Is it the kid who was being a kid? Or is it the patient who got such enjoyment out of somebody else cleaning up his fecal matter?
Shit. Get it? Anyway, it's the kid for getting enjoyment. I don't know. I mean, I don't. It's my bad. Maybe it wasn't everyone's audio. My audio got bad and it was crackling up a lot when you were speaking. Did the kid shit himself?
Yeah, like through.
That's the part I missed.
Through the diapers, through the underwear, everything.
All right.
He's a quadriplegic, so you have to clean him up.
Then okay. Then that changes everything.
Yeah.
No one's the piece of shit in this story. It's a lovely story that should be made into a movie. I think the kid at the end should have walked into the water and killed himself.
He kind of did. Frank, we'll go to you.
I'm going to have to agree with Pat that in this story, even though it is engulfed in shit, there's no piece of shit in this story. I mean, the paraplegic had no control of what he was doing. There's humor in doing. Who's that? Is that the kid?
Yeah, that's the kid all grown up.
Yeah.
Oh God.
I'm saying there's no piece of shit in this story. I mean, because I could see the humor that they went for. I could see the kid not controlling himself. There's nothing he could do. So with a story that's so engulfed in shit, it doesn't have a piece of shit to the story. It's simple.
I really like St. Paul, Frank. I think you would like a lot of his letters he wrote in the Bible. Because what he did, basically, is he would write like a sentence and then repeat it in 16 different ways.
Bobby, who do you think the piece of shit in your story is?
He's going to say me.
Probably the co-counselor's daughter, who then really got into Foxy Shazam after some cool dude showed it to her. Anyway, This has been a great show, guys. I got one more story I forgot about.
Go ahead.
So I was hanging with this guy, right? He's an older fella. I knew him through my grandpa, so I kind of keep hanging out with him. And he saw this movie, told me about it, couldn't remember the name, but just like was like kept describing it, went on and on and on. We were like, we hang out once a week. He spent like 45 minutes of the hour we hang together talking about this movie. And then I finally track it down, do a little research into it, and go to talk to him about it. And he doesn't even remember the ending to the fucking movie.
You're an asshole. The piece of shit in this story is Bobby. Because he's making fun of Frank.
Couldn't
who else are you hanging out with that says old as... Oh, never mind. Frank, who's the piece of shit and you being a piece of shit?
Oh, no, I was just joking.
No, did you ever ask him?
And
I literally asked Frank, who's the piece of shit and Frank being a piece of shit?
That's a tough one. I mean...
All right, so Frank, tell people things.
All right, the 17th and the 3rd of March, I'll be at Comics and Mohegan Sun with Pat. We'll be making the funnies and we'll have a good time up there. So come up there if you're not doing anything on a Thursday night, March 3rd and March 17th.
And they've opened up my schedule a little more. At least let me take time off. So I will definitely, Frank, not be missing either one of these March shows. I will be there on both of them. It'll be fun. The St. Patrick's Day one will be a good time because then I can be Saint Me and then being looking like a leprechaun. whatever. But we'll have fun on Thursday. Dan Brown will be there. He just confirmed he's excited, like I said. So
Okay.
Dan's fired up. And Dan's been killing. He's been doing great on those shows. So
Yeah.
but Bobby.
This Thursday, I will not be with Gino and Johnny Benson in Connecticut. I accidentally double booked myself, and Gino was super understanding. I'll be at Broadway for 2 shows, so come to either the 7 or 9 o'clock. It was my bad. Schedules got mixed up. Don't leave your calendar on an airplane. It really fucks up your day. Other than that, I will be at Westminster College Friday if you want to see me. I got some dates with Earl coming up. Got some dates with Gino coming up. Hit me up on Twitter if you want to see me. I'll be in your area at some point.
Nice.
And I will be at comics because Johnny Benson, even though I've known him longer than any other comedian I've ever met in my life, and he listens to this podcast and will message me, go, I'm listening now. Oh, Adam Priestley was great. This is great. All the time. Never books me on anything and never thinks about me to the point where there's a show 10, 15 minutes from my home that where Gino Bisconti, who knows me real well and was going to have you, who's the co-host of my show, and said, didn't go, hey, maybe I'll have Pat be on it and see if he's available. Never once thinks of me. We'll listen to this right now and go, oh, Pat, you know I love you, but won't say anything fucking else about it. So, yes, I will be with Frank. And subscribe to our YouTube. We appreciate you. Jump on the Patreon. People are jumping out all the time. We're sharing more things. We got a lot more shows. Last week we put 3 shows out there. It was during the week you could add 3 fucking shows. Now our latest one that's up on YouTube is the Adam Parisi and Dan Brown show. That one's great. If you haven't watched the one with Drew Magner, Drew was awesome. I loved having him on. He's fantastic. And it was a good one here. And get on the Patreon because this will be. I would be very shocked if this is not the POS one for the week for you on YouTube.
Yeah.
Because with Brandon doing tarot, it's going to be fun, but I don't think it's going to be everybody's coming.
And it's going to be a short one.
Fun. It's going to be a short one because Bobby's going to leave real quick. But perfect. Frank, as always, I'm happy you're alive. I will see you on Thursday. If anyone out there wants to do my taxes, I'm not kidding. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. And, of course, Bobby.
One last thing. If you're a fan of metal and of comedy and you live in the greater Harrisburg region, there may be a show coming your way very soon that I'm going to be very excited to announce. So be on the lookout
with
for
our
that.
friend Dom Jameson?
Maybe let the people speculate on that one. I don't want to give too many details away.
I thought Pete Angelo was coming to your town for a minute. I was
maybe.
like,
If you can't join them, beat them, right, Frank? Like
You
a
got
woman, and then you'll ignore it. And don't be a piece of shit.
Recording stopped.
oh, that got me.